Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Open Chat, folks, and to my non existent audience, nonetheless. So, we're sitting on the ground with this sitting on my recliner because it's infinitely more comfortable than trying to find a comfortable spot on the couch in a way to prop this computer up. So, this is my Walmart special home. To any of those idiots out there who still think I'm getting paid for this. If I'm getting paid for this, I don't know. I should probably see a lawyer. Just to say it. Hey, everyone, let's say hi to the peoples. Hey, Chairman. Howdy, Cement Shoes. As I said, everybody, welcome to my mess that somehow people think that I'm getting all the bucks by, whether it's Georgie Soros is paying me to go against the JRC and Agape, or JD's paying me. If that were true, I'm not getting paid very well. Just out of all the many things that amused me today, once again, you're getting paid. In both communities, nonetheless, I'm getting paid. Right. Hello, everything Star Wars. Hello, as always, Sean B. So, before I jumped on here today, because as you all know, I rant on here quite often, I read one of the stupidest tweets I have ever seen in my existence. But go on with me on this weird journey, okay? So I just randomly flipped open Twitter. First tweet pops up, and it states, if Einstein invented gravity, how did people walk on the ground before then? Is this the state of our public schools now? Is this the state of our public schools? That somehow people think that Einstein invented gravity. Not really, but I don't consider 4 a.m. stupid o'clock. That I consider that somewhat of a normal hour. Thankfully, come October, I go back on regular night shift again, which means I'll be working 2 to 11:30 at night, which I'm looking forward to. But no longer getting up at like 1:30 a.m. in the morning and working out and doing the usual. Thankfully. But yeah, no, seriously, somebody actually tweeted that if Einstein invented gravity, how did people walk on the ground before then? What are they teaching these days? What in the name of God? Hey, Chairman.
Give me 1 second.
All right, while Chairman's getting adjusted, I'm still trying to wrap my brain around that tweet. Because I seem to remember when I was in public school in the 90s, the experiments in regards to gravity that, oh my God, this is how blown my brain is today. Isaac Newton did the famous experiments with gravity way before Einstein was a twinkle in his daddy's eye. Like, nobody invented gravity. Einstein did mathematical equations to explain gravity. These are not the same things.
No. And the Romans had a Roman theorized atomic atoms because he called them atomos. He called them atomos. So,
I thought public schools were bad when I was going to them. Like, this is what you get, folks, when you allow computers to take the place of real teachers.
yep.
Like, seriously, what did you all think was going to happen? Right. This, like, cement shoes, your statement right now defines the entirety of our current society. Never underestimate the power of stupid, because stupid is ruling right now. I don't know if anyone's noticed.
Yeah. Yes, I have.
It rules the media. Our media right now is basically trying to get us to all fall under who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes, as Groucho Marx once put it. No, but you should believe our narrative. It doesn't matter what you saw. You should just go with our interpretation anyways, because we're the news.
Yeah.
No. Nope. I'm sorry, I can't do that. I can't simply believe all women or allow whatever of the multitude of plethora of people they like to try to shove down my throat and say that they speak for me on a semi-regular basis. Dude.
Sorry, I had to laugh at that.
Yeah, it's not just a whole AHJD thing. But autism speaks wants what's best for you. Yeah. When you hear it stereo from both sides of fights that you're involved in, and they're usually hitting you simultaneously.
There's a word for autism speaks, but I just can't think of it. What is it? It's not money laundering. It's
Echo Spice. Hi, Echo Spice.
Yeah, I can't think of the word, but there's a word for autism speaks.
Now, Rob, since you're here, because I haven't figured out how to download the link that was sent that showed me, Rob, and Jay McCarthy as a part of one of the many documentaries that have been done on the trial. And before I show it, I just want to say something. As somebody who was here during the whole OJ thing, as one of the millions of kids who saw that slow car chase across LA in the white Bronco.
You're not the only one who saw that.
And the massive media circus that surrounded that case. And I'm sorry, it was 1,000 times bigger than the JD versus AH, because literally everyone and their mother was watching that trial. Yeah. They didn't make documentaries about that trial till a good decade or so afterwards.
Yep.
But no, they're going to literally not even a month after the trial, they started putting out this crap. Not even a month. But anyways, I just wanted to rant on that because I wanted to pull up a parallel. OJ was everywhere. We watched him in school. That was there when we came home out of school. It was everywhere. Mm-hmm. Everywhere. But still, the media, at least at that time, wasn't putting out all these documentaries and crap. If you don't see that there's an agenda here, I don't know what to tell you, but there's a very serious agenda going on because they haven't done this with any of the other major cases. No, I get that, Rob, but there's more behind it than social media. There is more behind it because there's been other cases that have been talked about widespread on social media. The Jodi Arias case was one of the things that kind of got that ball rolling. But it's still, people weren't trying to relitigate the Jodi Arias case the way that they're doing with this.
Hmm.
And that was massive. The Casey Anthony, that whole documentary, not even that has been pushed like this. There's something else going on. I thought that it was your second channel. I knew you were talking about around 2022 or so about doing something to where you could just focus on the Star Wars stuff. I thought that was the case. All right, but let's get to that clip, shall we? And excuse me, I'm not best with the editing skills here. My mother's better at this than I am. And yes, it does make me sad. So I'm going to pull it up first, and then I'll bring you all on here with me to see it. Hopefully it does not throw me off. I am more than aware it will probably put me in robot voice.
Yeah.
All right. There it is. Okay. So here's the clip of the part of the documentary that I and Rob with his other channel, Rob Rules, and Jay McCarthy, they got like maybe a 3-second shot of us. What I want to make note of before I pull it on here is they caught us all of 3 seconds and did not get in a single word that we were saying during the panel that we were on.
Isn't that interesting?
Yep, this is going to be the clip. I'm going to go ahead and play it since I am technologically illiterate. I just figured it'd probably be easier. So let's get it pulled up here. I'm going to do a share screen. And as I've been telling my bosses lately, I'm sorry for the vertigo you're about to get.
Oh, Rob, I just followed your other channel.
All right, we're going to share screen. You're going to get vertigo. I apologize in advance. All right. And now we're going to go to it. If it will allow me. Hold on, I got to pause it. There we are.
There it is.
All right, here we go.
After having lost his audience, he seems to lose his stuff.
Did you see
There
it?
you guys. Yep, there you guys were. Yep.
There it is.
Yep, there it is.
We were on there all of like 3 seconds. They did not get any of the context of what we were saying.
Maybe not even that long.
But look, Ma, we're famous.
Yep, 3 seconds of fame.
All right, let's get back to the screen here. And I'll go ahead and stop presenting. There we go. Yep. You notice, though, did they at all show anything about what I or Jay McCarthy or Rob were saying? They showed us split-second clip.
Yep.
Funny, isn't it?
Yeah, it is funny. Not in a good way either.
Yep, Rob, you were out on your balcony, and it was me and Jay McCarthy. I'm sure it was probably when we were starting early, and we probably had Gary and Keely join us later. We had a few of those.
Yeah.
Okay, so most of that, I know it was kind of very low volume, but it was in Swedish, which I don't speak. I speak like only a small amount of words in German, and that's just because my grandma Daniels was German, and that's pretty much it as far as me being bilingual. So I'm not exactly sure what they were saying at all.
Yeah. All I
But-
learned in German was "I want more beer."
I know how to say no.
Hmm.
And Guten Tag
Yeah.
and a few other things.
Yep. All I know how to say is "I want more beer."
I just noticed that, like, they showed, I found it really, really amusing that they did not show any of the context of what we were discussing while we were on that live.
Yeah. Well,
No, they just-
that's the news for you.
No, we're fanatical Johnny fans, overblown by his star power. Karen.
Give me a break, Karen.
I'm on a first name basis with the lead guitarist of Ozark Mountain Daredevils. I have wheeled and dealed with both on a state level and on the national levels with politicians that far outstripe these people in regards to power.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not bowled over by anybody's star power. But I will jump in and defend one of my own, and I don't care if they are Johnny Depp or they're Andre McCollins and Jennifer Masumba. In fact, one could argue legitimately that I've actually gone far more gung-ho for Andre McCollins and Jennifer Masumba, partially because I've been doing it for far longer, and because as soon as the 2020 ban on the GED was turned over by the DC Circuit Court, that became the only thing my channel was about. It has been ever since then. You would think they would take that into context. You would think that, well, maybe if this person is standing for disability rights and she's standing by Johnny Depp, maybe somehow the two intersect. But no, not these people. These individuals couldn't find themselves out of a paper bag with a map and road signs on how to get out.
Mm-hmm.
So do I, Merrick. So do I. I know quite a few Rammstein songs.
Sorry if I'm keep looking up, but I'm watching TV at the same time here.
I got introduced to Rammstein during one of the family values tours that Korn did back in the late 90s. And right after that, they did the Live aus Berlin live performance, and it went wide on DVDs, and I watched that DVD a lot.
Yeah, Rammstein is awesome.
They put on a hell of a performance, and I'm still sad because Rob, everybody, Alice came to town a couple weeks ago now. And he performed over at Juanita K. Hammond's. Alice Cooper and his band, Tommy, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Though they came to my city, but I was too broke to afford $45 to be able to go and see him. Which stinks.
Join the club. So,
but
join the club.
I mean, friends did. my mom commented on the fact, but he still has that snake around his neck. You're like, you mean he has since the 70s? She's like, yes.
It's probably the same snake too. They
Probably.
they tend to live a long time if you take care of them. So
I was like, literally, Mom, you can say nothing. You pumped that music into my cradle. You pumped it into my brother's cradle. You got yourself to blame, Miss I Love Rump Zombie.
yeah.
And let's see what Merrick says here. Merrick, oh, Tiff, maybe it went past, but it seems ill to become a call center worker. So that will be quite interesting. Well, good luck. I pray that you manage to get into customer service, because if you're going to be a call center agent, hear me on this. You want customer service, because sales will drive you insane. I can speak to this with a certain level amount of authority on the subject. And if you get customer service, do not give up customer service for anything, even if the customers are mean little Karens. Because sales is a loop of mean Karens with entitlement issues, and you have to try to sell them things. Yeah. Still trying to get into customer service. Still, I'm in another freaking progressive plan. But at least I'm not alone. The majority of everyone right now is on a progressive plan.
Oh.
It's just been a sucktastic month. So at least I'm like not alone.
The spam blocker app that I'm using for spam calls blocks all telemarketing calls.
But I'm not a telemarketer. These people are
Yeah.
calling me. I'm an inbound agent.
Yeah.
And they still yell at you. They still act entitled. They still like, but my promo code expired, so you should just give me another one. That's not how this works. Good luck.
Yeah. Yep.
Merrick, I would strongly suggest you find yourself a stress ball. They will save your life, bro. You need to get yourself a nice stress ball. Just have it right there on your desk. Save your soul, man. Not even kidding. And coffee. Lots of coffee. All the coffee.
Baby girl.
Hello, Gina.
Been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute, but I came on early, so apparently more people can come on. So I know I need to come on earlier on Fridays, it looks like.
Yeah,
But-
I think people get ready to go out, don't they? Hi, Chairman. How's you, buddy?
I'm doing okay. I'm just having some really weird issues with YouTube for some reason.
Aren't we all? Well, Gina,
Yeah.
if you see, this is what my so-called money bucks from Georgie Soros and JD looks like,
Dang, girl.
right? But I'm getting
Hey.
paid.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, I am as well. You see, that's why I've got a new computer now. I'm actually on a desktop.
Nice.
A whole,
Oh my God, Echo Spice.
a whole 154 quid's worth.
Stress ball, voodoo doll.
Well, I just got a new phone that was $800.
I see you're definitely up payroll then, Chairman. We knew about
Well,
you.
I'm dead broke now. So
And this is mine. This is a Pixel 7. It cost me over $900, but I got it with my tax refund last year. I bought it outright because I think how these phones companies get you. Here's my conspiracy theory. Go with me, folks. I think how they get you is when they put out a new phone series and then they say, and you can pay this much on the phone and this much on your plan. Because you end up paying this much on your phone a lot longer than you would have had you just bought it outright. I think. I don't know.
And then they go, oh, you can
no
upgrade early, and you can have a nice shiny new model, but we'll keep your cost for the next 2 years because then
Well,
you're locked in again.
I went from the iPhone 10 to the 14, so.
Cool.
But for some reason on YouTube, when I try and do a regular recorded video, I have no microphone. But when I do a short, I have sound. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's a glitch in the matrix somewhere, German.
Yeah. Last night I got belittled on someone else's live stream that I didn't know what I was doing.
Let them to piss off. You know you know where I'm going to set to think about that.
I pretty much did tell the guy to piss off. I told him never ever call me again. So
Yeah.
because I was friends with this jackass and now I'm not. So.
Good for you.
But I won't say his name online because I ain't giving him the free
yeah.
promo.
Strokes
I
for
ain't
ego,
giving him
doesn't
the
it?
free promo. Yeah.
I don't know. You all know me. I'm never afraid to name and shame.
You, Tiffany, I thought you were an angel of light, my love.
With a severe vindictive streak. I've said it many times.
Well,
I'm not as kind as JD. Not at all.
Well, Tiffany, that's every woman. If you push their buttons the wrong way, every woman goes off. So.
Oh yeah.
True,
every guy should know that by now. Hell, Sumerians even wrote that down.
Though, because I like reminding people that I'm not just a part of one community. And when Little Miss Sing threw her money at and starred in that film, I went after not just her, but everybody involved.
Yeah.
And remember, people said I was virtue signaling on the behalf of JD. Well, turns out that somebody went around and tried to say, well, stop going after Ilby Group. They're still friendly with Johnny. And I said, nope, I'm sorry, I can't do that.
Yeah, well,
they can be friendly with him if they wish. However, they attacked my community. They did the film that they did. They doubled down. They tried to tell us it was about love. They're pushing cure culture. They're pushing how autistics are like demonic possession. I'm sorry.
Oh, God, do not freaking go there. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So, no.
That really
that enraged me when I heard that shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that.
Mm.
Not everything in the world, in spite of what the media tries to tell you, is about the trial or JD. I've been an autism rights and neurodiversity advocate far longer than the time I have spent being a part of the community with this case.
I think that film, when I read the blurb and when I realised what it was about, I don't think I've ever been quite so angry in my entire life, and it's nothing to do with Johnny Depp. Not even to do with Amber Heard.
So reminding this group of who exactly that I am, why I got involved with the JD case in the first place, and the fact that even if, like, remember, I went after Sia Music in spite of the fact that she was one of the high-profile people that sided with him when it wasn't popular to do so. I still went after her because of that horrible movie Music. Because I defend my own. And it's like finally, like 2 to 3 years later, people are finally starting to get the memo.
Yeah, I mean, it's... I had, when my children were first diagnosed, the world's worst job getting anything for them. You know, we have a thing called PIP, Personal Independence Payment. And I nearly lost one of mine the other day, ran in front of an ice cream van in front of a car. He's
Jesus.
27 years old. And they went, oh yeah, we think it's appropriate. He still gets it. No shit, Sherlock. You know, and you have to fight for every little thing. And it's an
But-
absolute nightmare. And then people put this shit on the screen and think, oh, it's fine. They're only autistic. They don't matter. Grr.
All right, now, folks, for those who are not so deep in the autism community, does anybody remember when they used to say autism was caused by refrigerator mothers?
No.
Never heard that term,
I've
actually.
never heard that term, actually. No. Sorry.
Essentially, it blamed it on mothers not being affectionate enough or spending enough time with their children.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
give me a break.
Yeah, I was told by one nurse, well, it were on doctor's report, doesn't seem overly attached to her children. Social worker
Oh.
Julie drops out, 20-something years old.
Okay,
I said, I'll
well,
show
I
you
got
how attached I am. If you take my kids away, I'll rip your arms off and beat your head right at
Okay.
the ends. Is that
I got a
attached
new
enough?
one for you, everyone. They have dusted off that old trope, and now they're using it against parents of kids with ADHD. I shit you
Oh my
not.
lord. Oh.
It's the parents not spending enough quality time with their kids that they have ADHD. And if they just pay more attention, then the ADHD.
Oh, that's BS. Oh, that's
Yes,
BS.
I saw that just yesterday, but I was on break. I exercised during break, so I was coming back to my desk and flipping through Twitter, and this is apparently something that is being put out now.
Yes,
It's like
Elon. We use the
round
word
and round
Twitter
and round.
still, jackass. Or what is your fucking name?
It's like being on a bleeding
Yeah.
hamster wheel. You just never get off. It's the same shit year on year on year. And they already know that it is fucking genetic, excuse my French. You know,
Oh no, like,
Yeah.
and then there's Tylenol. It's going to increase the likelihood that your kid is autistic. I'm like, Jesus, tap dancing Christ.
Yeah. We have 46 chromosomes, and they say, oh, that this is something else, for fuck's sake.
It's
yeah,
genetic.
Ego, absolutely. They say
Okay,
we
let's look at
men
my
make
family
hard
tree.
times.
My dad, I have a feeling, was undiagnosed autistic. He had literally, like, he was like a poster boy for the 13 signs of autism.
Okay.
My nephew has Down syndrome. My brother Joe exhibits very strong traits of autism spectrum disorder. Very obviously, if you look at the even most recent part of my gene pool,
Yeah.
Yeah.
most obvious thing in the world. Now, you got these kids, and as we know, Deb is ADHD. He's neurodivergent. He's one of the people that, one of the many of us that has been targeted, demonized, told we were violent and out of control. Must be a day that ends in Y, because everything that happens to us is our fault.
Yeah.
It's like blaming a rape victim.
Right?
I don't get it. 6 years of Depp's lifestyle is discussed to the tiniest detail. Right, so Depp's
we got-
lifestyle, not hers.
We got a translation. Rob came back with a translation for us.
Thank you, Rob. Hi, little
Right.
bro.
6 years of Dev's lifestyle is discussed to the tiniest detail, was the translation. And can I say something on here, just in case one of those idiots in the media actually jump on this small little channel? Everything I learned about that man's personal life was entirely against my will. I am very strongly against knowing anything about a celebrity's privacy.
Yeah.
Completely and utterly against it. Their work is my business. What they do in their off time is not. It's not something that I just glomped on and just enjoyed going over his life with a microscope. Okay? You have no idea how badly I felt for the man, particularly a neurodivergent man. We are extremely private people. We crave our alone time like you would not believe. I have to have long periods of time where it's just me. Even as a semi-public figure, I'm extremely private to the point that I will hide crap if I feel like my privacy is being encroached upon. I did not enjoy.
That's fair.
I
That's
felt really, really bad for him.
Yeah.
And I think
You could
that's
see in
why
court, though, couldn't you, Tiffany? It was so uncomfortable. It was excruciating for him.
it's one of the
Yeah.
most invasive things. And as an autistic, I may not be the ADHD, but we have enough lap over that we are basically, we're kind of hand in hand, two sides of the same coin, if you will.
Yeah.
Just, God, it broke my heart because I
could watch-
know how private we are.
Yeah, I couldn't watch big lumps of it because it was just killing me. For him. You know? And it was, and her
And
voice, I swear.
To have
I-
the media
I-
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just,
Ugh. I will give any money in the world that I ever get to never hear Elaine say the word penis ever again.
yeah. TMI. TMI. We need to bring
Yeah.
back the concept of
Yeah.
TMI into this world.
Yeah. To mention, yeah.
And I think this is why I get so offended every time some news outlet starts discussing his love life and all of that. I get offended, not because I'm some crazy obsessed fan. I get upset because this man has already had his life pulled apart. He should
Yes,
be
he
able
has.
to have things that are just
Yeah.
his. It's not my business. It's not your business. It's nobody's business. Let him live his life.
Yeah.
God's sake, we are not entitled to every single tidbit of this man's life.
Yeah. But it's
That's
wholly
what
weird. It's
upset.
wholly weird, isn't it? You know, it's who's shagging who and how often. You know, they're obsessed. Absolutely damned obsessed. And I've noticed with people like AH and like my sister AH, the rest with it. I don't get it. You know what I mean? I'm a normal, healthy human being in that regard, but
Oh, we got a full conversation going on here. We're missing.
Oh, dang. Yeah, no,
Oh.
Marek. people don't need to
Okay,
slave
and
at
guess
the
what?
stove.
Women made to slave at the stove and men being unwashed assholes and misogynist pigs. I'll take Western way any day of the week and year. Depends on the Western way.
Yeah,
Because
depends.
it's just not all that it's cracked up to be.
It's not.
It's
Listen, weak
really not.
men make for hard times.
And then the few strong men that there are, get torn apart, called misogynist pigs, or in
Yeah.
the case to a little Miss Singh who walked up to my brother in his fatigues after he came home from the Fort Hood massacre, walking up to him, calling him a baby killer.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
What? Are you kidding me?
Oh, wow.
Mm.
I just snapped the bitch's
Some
neck.
dumb 2-bit hussy said, "Oh my god." Yes, and I said 2-bit hussy, so bite
That's
me, people.
generous.
Bite me. Well,
Why don't you believe all women and live in the sisterhood? Because there is no sisterhood. Let me
No.
smack some
Yeah.
of y'all with some reality. There is
Yeah, a woman
no
will bury you
actual
quicker than
sisterhood.
a man will. A woman will
Yeah.
stab you in the back quicker than any fella.
don't I know it?
saying.
Don't I know it?
Yeah.
Oh
I'm
boy,
sorry,
do I know
but
it.
the people who've made my life the most hell, who pick on neurodivergent people of every gender the worst.
Yeah.
It's been women. I'm sorry, but that's without exception.
Yeah, my biggest enemy is my sister, my own sister.
You know the saying, "Hell had no fury like a woman scorned," right?
Yeah.
That saying came out of oh God, it came out of the Middle East on a clay tablet. It was Samaria. It was ancient Sumerian. It was found on a tablet in ancient Samaria. That saying, that was dated to 14,000 years ago, 2,000 years before the Common Era. Well, I actually over 12,000 years before the
A long
Common
time
Era.
ago.
Yeah. So they were smart enough to put that down back
Yeah.
then. What the hell?
Yeah.
12,000
Marek.
years ago.
Sorry,
12,000 years
can I
ago.
address
Sorry.
Marek? Yeah, emancipation, absolutely, Marek.
12,000 years.
You know what I would like
The
to
problem
see?
is it's gone too far the other way in the West. You know,
It has. And then you get people like me who see the bullcrap, call out the bullcrap. It's actually been known to call out. Screw it. We're about almost an hour, and we call out the bullshit. I'm known for calling out the bullshit. I have literally stalked, hero worshipped, and have weird people showing up at my door at weird hours of the morning, known for calling out the bullshit. And then all of a sudden, because I'm not giving in to this fake idea of international no barrier sisterhood, I'm the bad guy. Because I like to state reality.
Yeah.
there are good and there are bad in each gender. And when they are bad, they're very, very bad. And when women are bad, they're downright fucking evil. We've just recently had a nurse in the UK killed or attempted to kill 14 premature babies.
Yep.
Logic.
Yeah.
I heard about that. I heard about that.
Age. I care about logic and reason.
But they're saying if women are all angels and women are all good, somebody go and look at the Lucy Letby case.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind, but in the UK we had the same exact thing 30 years ago with a girl called Beverly Allett, called Munchausen's by proxy, and it more affects women than it does men.
I'm sorry, but I'm no angel. I have a big heart. I do the best that I can. I fight as hard as I possibly can to help others, but I'm no angel. I got a vindictive streak, a mile ride. I have a certain amount of reach and of power and influence, and I use it. I use it without regret, and I use it without mercy. And I never regret it when I do. Hence why I, through the multiple channels I have available for me, made sure the world knew what that movie, Into the Fire, is all about.
Yeah.
Well, it needs to go into the fire, into the incinerator, on the way to the movie theaters.
And just in case you media idiots want to get into it, let's put it this way. If you put that movie in our theaters, we have already planned boycotts, marches.
Yeah, I don't think it will. I think it's going straight to DVD.
I think it is too. And I've noticed that ever since it got out what that movie was about, the media has backed off of it like it was made pure acid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's been a recent case of two women who chased two men, one of them the ex, off the road and killed him. They've recently been sentenced to life. Is it Tails? 7 Nails? I'm not sure how you pronounce that, sweeter.
Yeah, 7 Tails. It's
7 Tails.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we are so focused on the bad that men do. And don't get me wrong, there's some...
Oh, my God.
Don't get me wrong, there are.
Amanda Baggs.
You know...
For those of you who haven't been a part of the JRC fight as long as, well, myself, Amanda was one of the biggest, most publicly well-known and out in the media advocates out there against the place. And if you want to talk about someone who got on Depp level attacked, that was Amanda. Just in case the media wants to tell you that they're for women. I watched them try to tear this woman apart.
Yeah.
Social media wise, every way conceivable. She was one of the earliest, along with me and some of the others, before the 2012 video of Andre McCollins went viral. Yeah. There's been a lot of advocates that we know what it is to be attacked, because we have been attacked. Our families have been doxxed. Our lives have been threatened. We've had these people try to interfere with every aspect of our lives. I was one. Amanda was one. Alex from Wrong Planet was another one. Like, I had fathers threatening to come to my door and use a buckshot to shoot me in the face.
Jesus.
I just. If you tell the truth these days, it's unreal how people react. It's like the film, you cannot handle the truth, and they can't. They want to be spoon-fed their whole lives instead of thinking for their damn selves. I mean, people say you're autistic, it means nothing. Excuse me.
Yeah, Amanda is awesome. She really was. And if you want to know who was attacking us and who's still attacking us, besides the media, of course, and we all know the media likes to vilify us. Every time there's a school shooting, maybe they were autistic. Every time since.
Oh, God.
It was a mental health issue.
Every time, eventually, at some point, well, maybe they were autistic, literally since Columbine. Literally since Columbine.
You know, no. We had a school shooter. We've only ever had one that I recollect. Or two. This one we're in. Oh, Lordy.
But yeah, Amanda's work has been amazing. God, Lydia's been attacked. Lydia Brown. She's the one who came up with the Autistic Hoya massive archive. We wouldn't have near what we have on the JRC without her and Shane Nehemiah. They are the MVPs, without a doubt. Because every single article, everything I've gone over on this channel, every single part of it is on her archive.
Yeah. Dunblane was the name I was desperately groping for there. But we haven't had another one since. So, and there are a lot of autistics in the UK. So maybe autism isn't the problem. Maybe guns are the problem.
I'm friends with a lot of them. I'm friends with
you're friends with me.
The autistic community on Twitter, the neurodiversity movement. It's gone from a handful of people. Because I was part of that handful of people. You have to understand, early 2000s, late 90s.
Yeah.
There was about 4 of us.
Yeah.
Dimple Grandin, who's kind of been on the outskirts with the neurodiversity movement because of problematic statements. It was John Elders Robertson, it was Alex Plank, and it was me. And you want to talk about exhausting.
Yeah.
And
it can be if you think there's just like this tiny group against the world, and that's got to be. I mean,
then Amanda came on, and
I had in my kids in the 90s, so I wish I'd have heard about you first, and then I wouldn't have. Because now I've got 4 on the spectrum. One, like I said, I nearly lost the other week.
No, my notoriety came when I schooled Eleanor Beardsley. If you don't know who Eleanor Beardsley is, she is one of the legendary NPR commentators and one of the most deadpan women on the face of the planet. To give you an example, A plane went down in Maui. All 150 passengers are dead. This is Eleanor Beardsley for NPR News. No emotion. No emotions. And then it was up for Autism Awareness Month. I think it was around 08 or 09. And I had my director come into my office. And I'll be honest, everybody knows I'm a former alcoholic. And I was hungover as hell. Okay? I was underneath my office desk with my coat over my head, with my door closed. That was not the day, in case anyone's wondering. Okay? Because hangovers for autistic folks with sensory issues is basically all the hell of hangover and stereo. And you got to get on the phone. Eleanor Beardsley is calling you for Autism Awareness Month. All right, fine. I was known for it at this point. I had already started making waves with national and state individuals, so I take up the phone call. It was one of the most boring interviews of my life, and nothing changed until she decided, so you're like Rain Man.
Oh, Jesus freaking goddamn.
And I went off.
Oh, I bet you did. I bet you did. I bet you did. Holy crap.
I went off for a solid 30 minutes. And I brought up everything in that video. I brought up my own internal ableism that at that point I was beginning to unlearn. I brought up the JRC. I brought up the media and how they were fumbling the ball with the JRC. This is 2008, 2009. I read them the Riot Act. Okay, and apparently, without my knowledge, this became a nationally well-known interview.
Oh,
and
boy.
I shit you not, it's been almost a decade now since I did that interview. I still have people coming up, including people from different countries, that come up to me to talk to me about that interview. Other people know me for my more recent stuff, particularly trolling my state locals because they've lost their minds and are eroding every single right I helped fight to put for autistic people in alphabetical order because the Missouri GOP is insane. But
what's new about that?
I've gotten
All
some
GOP is insane.
because of that, of course, but hey, KH, good to see you. But anyways, that's where my notoriety began because apparently my rant, and I didn't even notice when I was doing the rant, but apparently I made the unflinchable Eleanor Beardsley stutter by the time I was done.
Yeah, they don't expect it. You see, the thing is, of course, Tiffany, your IQ somewhere up in the fucking rainbow. And you've got incredible... Is your own memory eidetic? Or is it just really good?
It's not eidetic.
Or it's pretty good?
I
wish
got
I
a
had
very
an
decent
eidetic.
memory, and I'm insanely good at being able to memorize shit.
Yeah. And of course, they don't expect that. They expect us to be thick, fumbling, stuttering, gibbering idiots. So when they come across someone like you, I think
They're not prepared.
it just surprises them just a little bit. I shall be.
There wasn't a point. Well, there's a reason why I call when I'm masking the doll. That's because a lot of that time when I was doing the conferences and everything, that was all masking. It was the makeup, it was the suit, it was the hair, and I know that they marketed me on my attractiveness. I know that they did.
Huh.
It's part of the reason why I call it being the doll, because I can put on the makeup and be dressed up and get the hair done and fake being neurotypical well enough that they still know that I'm autistic, but as they say, they're willing to deal with me.
No,
If that makes sense.
I don't know.
It's sickening
Yeah.
that I even have to do that even now.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
sickening.
bother anymore. But you see, I ain't got a public platform like you. But like you, if anybody starts, I'm just got to that age as well where I really don't give a crap. You know, it's taken me a long time, and now it's like, fuck you. Sorry, but fuck you.
Yeah.
Don't like it. Don't say I done it. Smack you in the arse on the way out.
Yeah.
You know, it took a long time to get there, but I got there in the end.
But I know why I was pushed. I know why Temple was pushed. Temple has the charisma.
Yeah.
She has it coming out of her pores and coming out of her ears. So I know why they put her forward. She has the charisma. I had the looks and the communication skills. Alex, it was for his tech knowledge. Let's face it. Like, Wrong Planet is pretty much Facebook and Twitter rolled into one for the neurodiverse community.
Mm-hmm.
And it was around well before Twitter and Facebook even really got off the ground and became a thing.
Yep.
And John Elders, his ability to speak, obviously, he had a doctorate. So, to tell you how exhausting those days were, because we just kind of got rotated. You need a token autistic to come speak at this conference, that conference. I both loved it and was permanently exhausted. That's so you guys remember JD and they were talking about he's not going to the conference. Da, 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 da. Might you ever think he was tired? I can speak with a certain level of authority on the subject matter.
Yeah.
Because remember, this man was being drug off of having just done a movie. Literally just wrapped it. To go to this film festival. And then that film festival. And then he's going to do a tour. And then he's got to direct the movie. Does anybody think maybe he's just tired?
Yeah.
The guy's
just
60
exhausted.
years old, for God's sake, as well. You know,
Yeah.
I was in my 20s when I was doing that stuff.
Yeah.
And you got to mask that hard for hours on end. And folks, that's what acting is.
Yeah.
I must say this. The best actors you will ever meet in your life are neurodivergent people who are masking.
Well,
I often get,
Then
you don't
I
come
must be
across as
bad at it.
autistic.
then I must be bad at it
Yeah.
because when I was buying my stupid iPhone, I about went off in the Apple store because of the noise. Everybody was just talking, and oh my
yeah.
lord. Oh my god.
That's why online shopping for neurodiverse is absolutely the best.
And you
See,
want
this
to
is-
know one really messed
You
up
have to
thing?
answer the damn calls.
This is why I found ways to STEM that is not relatively well known to neurotypical people. This. Right here.
Yeah. Just-
I can do this. It puts the pressure on my hands, so it gives me that stimulation. But nobody's going to notice this as opposed as if I'm going,
yeah.
as I do on occasion.
Yeah.
It's not going
No.
to be quite as noticeable.
Well, luckily there was a nice young lady in the store that threw a pair of sound canceling headphones on my head.
Bless her.
Yeah.
Very nice.
$350 pair of sound canceling headphones because they were Apple made. Holy crap.
But if it works,
No,
it
they're
works.
expensive. There's a reason why
Yeah.
a lot of people out here have found ways to help Medicaid pay for some of this crap because assistive devices are not cheap.
Yeah, no kidding.
And if you want to find the individuals that in the United States help make it to that Medicaid had to help cover some of these costs, you're welcome. Because that was one large massive fight.
Yeah.
Because these parents out here, they're not making they're not making the big bucks.
No.
These people are just trying to survive.
Yeah.
See, I think American health system's awful.
Oh
If
God,
you're-
yes, it is. Oh Lord.
Oh, it's awful. You got no money? So die in a gutter. Oh,
Yeah, I have no money. I have no income. I have zero income.
Yeah.
Coming into me right now. All my money I get from the U.S. government goes to my bills, my medical bills. None of it
Yeah.
goes to me. Not one solitary penny.
And you know me, here I am. I'm supposedly getting paid by billionaires and billionaires, and yet I'm doing call center work. Like, what do they think I even do call center work for if I'm getting paid by these high rollers?
you do it for
Yeah.
fun of it, of course you
Shits
do.
and grins.
Yeah. Shits
Because-
and giggles.
That's great until somebody giggles and shits.
Because I enjoy being yelled at by Karens 8 hours a day. No, for the love of God, I'd rather be shot, drawn, and quartered. But I gotta pay the bills.
Oh, Seven Tails knows the YouTuber that I'm pissed off at because he pretty much gaslighted me on his live stream last night because I didn't know how to try and figure out why YouTube's all screwed up for my recording a video and putting it on my channel.
My videos screw up all the time. I don't remake them because quite a lot of emotional crap goes into making those videos.
Yeah,
Particularly the last few where I drag up parts of my childhood, which are not so great.
I don't
They're
even know
pretty
if Seven
dark.
Tails is still in
Mm.
here.
Yeah,
So-
I think a lot of new red diverse people have a lot of darkness in the past. I
Yeah,
know I do. I know you do.
I've lived with stuff of nightmares, and
Yeah.
it's only a miracle that I've managed to make it out alive. And
Yeah.
I'm not understating.
No,
I'm not
I know.
overstating that. I mean that very much. There are several times I should have died.
Yeah, I've had a couple of attempts on my life, so. And people think, oh, you should get over it a long time ago. Go away.
yeah, go away.
Oh,
Well, I
words
have
to that
to.
effect.
I have to live with the fact that I'm the son of a Vietnam veteran who's a piece of crap pervert.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ran away from his native home, state of California, and ran to Trout Creek, Kentucky, because he was playing with children.
Oh, Chairman.
Yeah,
The sins of the father don't necessarily live on in the son, mate, so, you know.
yeah, yeah.
But it's a burden to carry, it really is.
Yeah, yeah. My dad was running a childhood, a child program for hunting and fishing, and apparently he was playing with the kids.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And
Chair.
I mean that's what I've heard. I don't have like legal things to back that up, but that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I hate it when people that know me from my childhood say, "Oh, you look just like your dad." No, the freak, I do not.
Yeah.
I look like my mom. I look like my mother. So,
yeah.
All right. I've only caught probably the tail end of this conversation, but Merrick,
Yeah.
tell those individuals to go to hell.
Yeah.
Because you know what? When you go through some traumatic shit, I'm going to tell you truly what they won't tell you. That semantic crack, it gets better with time. It doesn't. I'm here to tell you it doesn't. What you do is you learn how to live with it, but it never leaves you. There are going to be those moments in your life where it's going to trigger you out of nowhere. Like me reading some of the behaviors of the kids that for my most recent JRC videos, and it drug up some horrific crap from my past. It's always going to be with you. It doesn't get easier. It's simply you find a way to live with it. And if you're anything like me, you use it as fuel. It fuels my fight against the JRC. It fuels my fight against Autism Speaks. It fuels my fight against the goddamn media who goes out of their way to demonize us at every single step of the way. And it still blows my mind that only those in our community can see how ableism played a role and is still playing a role in vilifying Depp.
Yeah.
Because it is.
Because he doesn't fit into the normal mode, whatever the hell that is. You know, he doesn't act normally.
Hey, Merrick, they use weighted blankets for archery shooting in places where someone can't build an archery range.
Really? Because it's not what weighted blankets should be used for, but...
No, weighted blankets are to keep fidgets still at night.
Well,
they work great on if you've got restless leg syndrome and shit like that.
Well, I know someone who uses weighted blankets for archery shooting because it tends to stop the arrow from going too far and into something or somebody that they don't want that to happen. So, at least that's what I've seen it used for.
Yeah, I know I kind of went off a little bit off of target, but I don't feel like I have. Because let's be factual here. One of the main reasons I jumped into JD versus AH fight was not the obvious slant against all men, but for the not so obvious covert ableism. The same crap that they've used to malign and vilify us. I didn't trust the media well before then because one of those bastards called Andre McCollins a thug. That boy, shown in that video that we've seen on this channel many times, getting shot. Yes, screaming for his life for refusing to remove his coat. I've seen one of those pieces of media that are propping up this woman, this little liar, and calling him a thug. I've seen write articles. Take away electric shock, but should we?
Yes.
Yes.
Because that's torture. That's torture, plain and simple. There's no buts about it.
There's not a question there to anyone who has any kind of heart at all, but I'm supposed to... Yeah, I think we all know where I'm going here. We live in a world where brave people of color who have been horrifically tortured, like Jennifer Masemba, eyeing down and facing down, not just abusers, but torturers who tortured her for years. She's eyeing down her abusers. She has put herself on the line. She doesn't get her flowers. There's no being propped up for her. She gets 1 or 2 interviews. Then we have Little Miss Thing Liar. And yeah, I will keep bringing it up over and over and over and over again because you have real survivors who live the stuff of nightmares that not even my trauma can actually come up even close to. You have Andre McCollins, the boy in that video, right now with his mother pushing in New York a law to keep from any other New York kid from ever experiencing what he did. Where the fuck is his flowers?
Yeah.
Because if I were the media, that's who I would be propping up.
No money in it, Tiffany. Is there? And that's top and bottom of it. And that thing about Wootton's gone quiet as well, hasn't it? Because his new news channel is propping him up. It's all sick and twisted. It's all wrong.
That's what I can't stand. And I stood up for him the same way I've done for everybody else. But you see those little stands ever noticing that the majority of the crap I write Twitter, the majority of the crap that is on my channel, media who like to splash us and Rob's name around, it's not about JD versus AH. It's about JRC. It's about Tobin World. It's about Agape. It's about how autistics are now having our rights eroded in the state that I fought tooth and nail to get those rights established in the first place. It's about people attacking drag queens for things that they are not doing. I know this because I live here. I know those drag queens. I know what they're actually doing and wearing. It's bad Photoshop. But now let's prop up liars. Let's malign a neurodivergent man and paint him to be a batshit insane addict, user, alcoholic, and all the isms, even though he has never been any of those things in his entire life. And let's make him seem more psychotic by making fun of his vocal stems. Anybody who's autistic or ADHD and watched him during those interviews and watched them on their stand saw themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know. What about you, Gina? Did you kind of see a little bit
It's the
of
stutter. Have you heard me stutter? Yeah, and I go. So I know that thing is me. That stutter is me. And one thing I am very good at is body language and facial expression. For someone who's autistic, I don't know why. The only time he told not even a lie, a sort of half truth, was the amount of substances that he'd imbibed. In the entire testament, that's the only time I saw him prevaricate.
Well, I'll say it again. I said it during the trial, and I will say it again. If I had to deal with somebody's psycho that's at the level of Hertz, this is coming from someone who's almost 3 years sober now, and I had to deal with that on the daily.
Give me straight back hot sauce.
Are you kidding me? I take that full, 2 gallons of vodka I used to buy.
A mega pint.
And I'd be like, hey, hold on a second.
I'm not drunk enough to deal with your shit.
I chugged the whole damn thing. The whole damn thing. And be like, wait, hold that thought. Grab the bottle of gin.
Yeah, but her, I mean, there's a difference
Just to
between
get
an
through
autistic,
psycho ass.
an autistic not meeting your eyes and looking away because we feel uncomfortable. But he was everywhere, but anywhere but where she should have been, and her lies just you could just see them falling out of her mouth. She was just making them up. God.
Here's Paul. Paul's been an actor. He knows people who knows people. I know people who knows people in completely different arenas. But suffice it to say, he was just sitting there watching it, and he's like, well, that did it. No director is ever going to hire her again, and it's not because she got found out. No, here's his reasoning. Because that is the worst performance I have ever seen in my life. No director in their right mind is ever going to hire her because her acting job on the stand was so bad.
They were unbelievable. And she couldn't look. And the way she was looking at the jury, flipping her head and directly staring at it and then flipping back and staring at
But they're humiliating her. Karen, she humiliated herself. I don't know what that was, but it didn't express genuine emotion.
And didn't she take a bump on the stand? Tell me she did not take a bump on the stand.
Yeah. Yes, she did. Yeah, she did take a bump on the stand. Yes, she did.
Okay.
Because she breathed in. She didn't sneeze out. She didn't blow out. She breathed in.
Yeah, there was something in that tissue.
I was working the entire time of the trial, and it was playing in the background behind me so I could keep up. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is messed
And
up.
then when you've got to mop your eyebrows, you're crying.
And when you've got like both you and your caller are watching, right?
Yeah.
Right? We're watching this. And some of the crap, and it's like when your customer's like, wait, did you hear that? When you have a customer that literally kind of offhand says, what the fuck am I watching right now?
I can't believe. And what we're in a water bottle.
These are
What
normal
way-
people, folks. This is not neurodivergent, folks, because you know what they probably say if they see,
Well-
like, well, the disabled people side with Depp. Well, you know, they're not right in the head and they don't understand.
Yeah.
Who wants
Well,
what money?
we kind of all were thinking that, but I don't know. That's a generous reading of the subject, but I've heard several people who have been addicts all their lives and are clean now, and they said, no, she took a bump on the stomach.
Okay, so we've been on for a good while now. So let's end on a happy note, because we all know I like to be shilled for things that I like. So finally, after rumors from Rochelle and Jackson Bolt that Depp being involved with the Chaplin documentary, we're finally seeing waves on. And being a Chaplin fan, as well as a major Groucho fan, we all know I love Groucho. It's not a secret to anyone. But besides the point, the documentary is finally starting slowly to be pushed. We are going to have the Chaplin documentary that's been rumored about that he's a part of. And yeah, I'm ready to see that now. I've only been like, I saw the first kind of look at it from one of the groups that has helped get out news about him, and my neighbors probably heard me saying, it is about damn time. I've been waiting on that one because I heard well before anything actually became a rumor that it was being worked on. So if I could just spend a moment to shill his work, because that's what I prefer to do. I prefer to shill his work.
I don't know if you've noticed,
Right.
Tiffany, British press are doing a number on Charlie Chaplin now.
Yeah, they usually do. I know. He's a pedo, all those things. Yeah, I know.
Oh,
But
it's
still.
coincidental, isn't it?
They gotta attack everything that he's involved with everyone who's his friend, everyone that has anything to do with them. I'm actually surprised they haven't tried to tear into Lon Chaney Sr. yet. And they know better than to go after Anthony Hopkins,
Mm.
who also supports JD Media.
Anthony Hopkins had eaten for breakfast.
I'd be there with popcorn. Like, all right.
A glass of Chianti and some fava beans.
Like, you know that meme of the dude coming out with the chair, just sitting it down?
Yeah.
Be like, hold up, stop everything.
Hold my beer.
Because that is my boy. That is my boy. Since Silence of the Lambs, because I love my horror movies and my slasher
Oh, I can't
picks
stand
and all
them.
that. I have since I was like 6 years old. So, you don't go after Anthony. Anthony Hopkins is and has said in multiple interviews that he's autistic.
Yeah.
He's one of us.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, he would eat them alive. I'd be
Hold
like,
my beer, boys. He's a Welsh boy, that's why, isn't it?
no, like I would be seated. Like as soon as they'd be like, so you support this man? I'd be like, okay. This is gonna be like me and Eleanor Beardsley and Rain Man moment.
Yeah, it's Welsh. I thought you were Welsh. Absolutely. Anthony
anyways,
Hopkins.
to shill.
Go
Watch
Phil, go.
that. And also to shill. Speaking of Anthony Hopkins, he did something very recent he's very proud of. He was out in Italy not that long ago himself. He was filming something in regards to the Roman Empire. It's on Peacock. I've been too broke to reorder Peacock, so look it up. Watch it. Let's support our boy. Let's support all our neurodivergent boys and sisters that are part of films. Go watch it. Tell me how good it is so I can sit here and be jealous. Watch the Chaplin thing when it comes out, because I've been dying for a good documentary for like the last year and a half. Like, I've been starved to death. So send help. All right, Gina, Sherman,
Yeah.
thank you guys for coming on.
Absolute
Echo
pleasure.
Spice, Eric, and everybody. It's been great. I know Keely's coming on, folks, here in about an hour and a half or so. Don't forget to go over there and watch her. As always, guys, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. We will see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.